Good afternoon, guys. Dark Purple Shadow here, and today I'm talking about something a bit different, something that might not affect every single person who watches this video, and it might never affect them, especially if they decide not to have children. And this economy, I don't blame you, but the truth is, having a kid is cool, like it is nice, and unfortunately I haven't got to the position where my child can actually play these games with me, because one of my life goals is to have somebody to play Minecraft with me whenever I feel like. And that is one of the main reasons why I've had a child. And I really hope that geezer likes Minecraft when he gets older, because if he doesn't, then we have problems. Now let me talk to you about how it is to game as a father. Gaming as a father is pretty difficult, and the reasons why are summed up with the following story. So the time is now 10 o'clock. My baby, who's around 15 months, likes to go sleep at around 10 o'clock. Every day, if I do have the baby alone occasionally and I have to put him to sleep, maybe my wife's with her family, or she's out at work, or she's out, having, some sort of social event with her family or friends, then the baby's mine. I have to put him to sleep. I finally managed to get the baby to sleep. He's asleep. I jump into a video game. I can't use headphones because I need to be able to hear him. I have a baby monitor, but I need to be alert, so I can't play a game that distracts me too much. I get into a game, I boot up my PC, I get into a game. Let's just say I'm playing something simple. Let's say I'm playing Doom, for example. And as soon as I load into a level, get halfway in, maybe get to a demi-boss fight or something, I just hear a faint wail, and that wail quickly, within a few seconds, turns into a dramatic cry. I have to pause my game and tend to the baby. Babies are a full-time job. It's very, very hard to be a parent. I wouldn't say it's impossible. It's not hard in terms of, A-level maths. You're not doing differential equations or the trapezium rule or integration. But what you are doing is physically demanding. It's hard, like running the last 10 seconds in a mile. That's how hard it is. It's very, very difficult to get that last bit of energy and just to deal with it. It is a constant menial task, and it's kind of underwritten by the fact that babies are so cute. But the truth is, being a father, being a mother is very, very hard. I'd say obviously being a mother is probably harder because you actually have to give birth. But being a father is quite a thankless job. That being said, I'm quite fortunate that I enjoy it, and I do enjoy spending time with my baby. But when it comes to gaming, that guy has taken so much of my ability to play games out. First and foremost, the first thing I'll say is, and this is probably the biggest advice I'm going to give in this entire video, and this advice is, make sure you get a Switch or a Steam Deck, ideally a Switch, because it gives you a bit of a variety of games you can play. You can't play Nintendo games on the Steam Deck, even if you hack it, get ROM hacks, all of that, which I don't endorse. It's not the same. It's just get a Switch. Play your games on a Switch. Try play Pokemon, try play Mario. The reason why the Switch is a beautiful piece of tech, and I didn't really realize how good the Switch was. I heard a lot of hype about it, but when it first came out, I wasn't in a position to buy it, in the sense that I didn't really want to buy it. I had other things going on. Like an idiot, I bought a 2DS instead. I didn't realize how much better the Switch was. But the Switch is a piece of technology that has revolutionized my life, and I only got it about a few months before my baby was born, because with a Switch you can play any game anywhere at any time. And honestly, as much as the graphics aren't amazing, and there are negatives in terms of the quality of the visuals on a Switch, and the frame rate is usually pretty much always terrible, it is playable. And as somebody who grew up with really poor gaming experiences, like my first PC, honestly, it wasn't bad, to be honest, but I didn't upgrade it for like 7 years in the 2000s. So you do the maths. I didn't really have the state-of-the-art technology when I was a kid. So I'm quite used to playing these sort of poor man specification games, and honestly, it's not too bad. Now, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption on my Switch. I haven't finished it yet. I'm going to eventually, but I haven't finished it yet. I'm just taking my time with it. By time, I mean months and months, whenever I get a chance. Pokemon, I've played that. Mario, I've played that. And honestly, it's given me the ability to play all of these games while my son's asleep in my lap, while I'm downstairs and don't have access to my gaming PC. My gaming PC is upstairs. So when I'm near the TV and my baby falls asleep in my arms, I don't have to move around. I can just let him have his nap. Even when the baby's awake, I can usually get away with playing the Switch. When he was a bit younger, when he was like unable to crawl, walk, or be annoying, I would get around and play my games while he was just sitting there. Sometimes he just sit and watch me play. Obviously, I do spend time with him. I'm not ignoring him the entire time. Sometimes I'm talking to him about what's going on the TV screen. I know people say you're not meant to give any screen time to a baby, la-di-da-di-da. The real world is very different to the fantasy some people live in. Your baby will probably have screen time unless you are a robot or very, very disciplined, or you have a lot of time on your hands. So I'd rather the baby get screen time that's beneficial for me, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, the Switch is an amazing piece of tech if you're a father. Another thing I'd say about being a father and playing games is it doesn't need to end. The things that do end though is competitive online gaming. You are not going to become a professional League of Legends player while having a child unless you have a team of people helping you out and helping your wife out, more importantly, or your partner or whatever. You're not becoming a professional league. You're not playing to the level that you're not playing like 100 games of League of Legends a week. It's just not happening. You're playing about a game here and there and you're happy with that. That being said, certain games like TFT you can play on your phone, stuff like that you can do. I've also been playing a Pokemon trading card game on my phone. I've not really been playing it, I've just been opening the packs and sitting around. But yeah, all of these things are possible. But in terms of actual proper gaming, I'm talking PC or console, even that is doable. But you need to be very methodical in how you plan your time. Now, the biggest loss when it comes to having a child and wanting to do productive things, well, gaming is not productive, but trying to want to do productive things to some degree, gaming requires a bit of forethought and a bit of planning. Doing all of that while having a child means you're going to lose out on something. And when I didn't have a child, I could play games whenever I wanted. I could take an hour break and just sit there and look at the TV screen and still end up playing loads of games. Basically, all I did was play games, go gym, and play more games, and then go more gym. Unfortunately, that is not possible when you have a baby because you need to utilize your time very efficiently. If you have a couple of hours free without the baby, maybe the baby's gone to grandparents' house or your missus has gone with the baby somewhere, you best make sure that every hour of that time is accounted for. The closest I've come to making a timetable for my existence has been when I've had a baby, because having a baby really makes you lose all of your free time, and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And I'm somebody who's quite lucky. I have a work from home job. If I finish my work, get all my tasks done early for the day, I might have an extra half an hour here and there where I might be able to, log off early or whatever. It's not that often, but it happens sometimes, and it has been getting busier, but sometimes you get a bit of free time, use it. There was a time where that would have been lovely free time, but unfortunately that usually just means I start helping out with the baby earlier in the day. But for whatever reason, if I'm alone on that day, I need to make sure I use that time. That time where you sit around doing nothing, brain rot, watching YouTube videos, scrolling TikToks, all of that. If you want to be a gamer, you can't have that time, unfortunately. If you want to utilize your hours in the day to play games, you have to plan them in. And I do get the argument that gaming has to be fun, but you can't have fun in gaming until you start playing the game. And unfortunately, by the time you get into the zone to play games, that's when the baby's woken up. So you have to be very strategic and tactical with your time. In many ways, it makes you better at managing the time you waste that's not gaming. And I don't know how many people suffer from this, but sometimes if I'm going on my computer to play games, before I even start playing the game, I'll fiddle around, I'll read random Wikipedia articles, I'll watch random YouTube brain rot videos and this, that and the other. I've had to really simmer that down to the point where I still do it, but I do it so much less than I used to. I value my time more and I value my free time more, and more importantly, I make progress in games very, very piecemeal. You're not going to have those 6-hour gaming sessions where you complete an entire game. Now, when Elden Ring first came out before my baby was born, I managed to complete that game within like a month. I played like 100 hours of that game when it first came out. I didn't even take any time off work. I just managed to play it after work because I had nothing else to do. I would just finish work, jump on my PC, play Elden Ring non-stop. Now, I haven't really done that since I've had a baby. The closest I've come is I played like 5 hours of Doom the day it got released, this game that I'm showing right now. But yeah, you're not going to be able to do that often, unless you have a very, very lucky situation and you've got a setup where, you get a lot of childcare help from grandparents and your wife, etc. It's not happening. Even if your wife's a stay-at-home wife, she will want you to help her in free time. Even if you pay all the bills like I do, you will be required to help. Unfortunately, people know their worth these days and you have to chip in. The good old days where men didn't have to do anything, Those days have disintegrated, and I don't want those days to be around, because even from a purely statistical perspective, as a father, the more you are involved with your child, the more benefits they will reap from your presence. So I don't want to hamper my child's development because I want to play more hours of games and to be left alone. Even if I can't be bothered sometimes, I spend a lot of time with him because it's the right thing to do, and I want him to have the best start. And more importantly, I want him to grow up and be my player too. Do you know what I mean? That is my ideal goal when it comes to having a child. I want him to play Minecraft with me whenever I want him, whenever I want. You know what I mean? I want him to jump on games with me. I want to have a console or a PC for him and a PC for me. That is the ultimate goal, and that is what I'm striving for. And you know, that's a few years down the line, unfortunately. But I'm at the stage where things are quite difficult. A lot of time is demanded, and I'm just giving you guys basic advice as to how I deal with it. Now, you can't really put headphones in and forget about the world. That sort of gaming doesn't exist when you're a parent. You have to be on call 24 hours a day, as if you're a surgeon ready to perform, you know, miracles whenever required. But that all being said, gaming isn't dead when you're a father. You just have to be smarter about it. You just have to work with the gimmicks of the boss fight. And the boss fight of fatherhood is a very weird boss fight. You can't use the mechanics you've been using before. You have to use your brain, and you have to use your organization skills. And yeah, that's it from me. That's kind of really what I want to talk about. And if you like these sort of insights into not only gaming but like personal kind of, I wouldn't say personal development, but personal kind of trials and tribulations that are involved in this sort of space, then please feel free to tell me what you guys think. And if you are a father or planning to be a father in the near future, please tell me what you're thinking. And if you want any tips or advice, please reach out. But yeah, gaming when you're a parent, it's not impossible, but it is more difficult. It's basically nightmare mode, isn't it? It's basically the hardest difficulty there is. But yeah, peace.